And we are live. Good morning. How we going?
Pretty good. How are you?
It's getting cold.
It is.
We're getting into winter, and I guess depending on where you're listening, next week I'm here in winter. Next week I'm going to summer, so it's 46 degrees, 45 degrees in India at the moment. So
Wow.
it's going to be a little bit warm, but we're good.
There's a difference from the 12 it is here in Brisbane right now.
And all of the people in Melbourne and Sydney would be
Yes.
laughing at us, worried about how cold it is in Brisbane. But what I guess what we're talking about today, if anyone's listening, that's clicked on the banner of marketing is like a claw machine. What a random title! I thought that was pretty good.
Look, it came up in conversation when we were at a community networking event for the Relevant community earlier this week. And it's like is it Eminem? Who sings the song? No.
There's
something
lots of people.
Percent luck, something percent skill. That's help me. Who is it?
I've got no idea. You're on your own, sister.
It'll come to me. Linkin Park?
Like, possibly.
Remember the name, Linkin Park. There you go. Thank you.
All I know is that I have to literally come up with 1,000,001 analogies for everything, and I have to tailor my analogy. So I think if you're going to do like technical sales and anything, you just have to be a chief analogist. Yes, so that could be like a whole business role of being someone who just comes up with sales analogies. Maybe that's the next podcast, chief analogist. We just need to be like really weird with our terms and come up with strange names to explain things. And then that draws intrigue, right? So that's kind of like marketing.
Well, exactly.
This is a very meta conversation. The self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly. Nailing it.
But excuse me. I think, marketing is a claw machine. So I think that thought came from going to a shopping center, and the kids go and see this claw machine, and they're like, "Oh, can I have some money? Can I have some money?" I'm like, "No," and you roll your eyes, and you go, "Well, at some point they've got to learn, right?" And they've done it before. It's not like it's the first time they've seen or used the claw machine, but you go, "All right, here you go. Here's some money," and they go over, they put the dollar in, and they use the little joystick to try and move the claw thing, and you know what's going to happen, right? So you've seen it before. As a grown up, you're like, whatever. Another claw machine, just going to waste your dollars. And, you try to bring that sense of logic and reason. But the kids go and they're like, oh, this is so exciting. And then they put the dollar in, and then they go and they think they got it. They click the button. The claw comes down, and it's like right there on the toy. And as it comes up, it just goes, and it doesn't grab the toy. Like it slides straight off. And you go, you were so close, but you missed the mark. Or maybe they had it and you're like, the machine's dodgy, or maybe they were slightly off, or even the ones that like randomly fall somewhere else somehow sometimes hook like a label or a tag or something, and then pull this thing up. You're like, how the hell did that happen? Exactly. And it seems like a game of chance.
It is. There's got to be a percentage of luck and percentage of skill involved. I do believe this, even if it's the dodgiest machine on the planet. Some of them are not dodgy. I found a secret one about 10 years ago. We would win literally 80% of the time. Don't tell anyone.
Right. I mean, see if I can hack into your Apple Watch and see where you've been.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, if you've got a claw machine, and like the concept of it being chance and skill, I think is literally the only thing that legally stops it from being a pokey machine.
Yeah,
because you got these kids that are like, oh, I'll just get another dollar. I'll just get another dollar. I'll just get another dollar. And you're like training the child on how to do that at the pokies at the pub. And, it's a light up game. There's a bit of chance. There's a bit of skill because I get to click a button. There's nothing, none of that. So, but like, if you think about it, marketing, like now you go to Google ads, or you go to Meta Facebook ads, and what's the difference? Oh, I have all of these controls. I can put in an ad. I can put a huge budget in. I can hit go. Let's see what comes out. And no, nothing.
Exactly.
All right, let Let me put some more money in. Maybe if I put some more money in, it'll go better. Maybe if I tweak this setting and I move the joystick that way or this way, it'll go better, and I'll get my money, or I'll hit the vein of advertising, because you see other people, that person won big. They put all this money into ads and they won big. But that's one dimension to look at this, and I think
that's right.
If people are looking at these ads and going, why is that person successful and I'm not? And here's all these settings and controls, and I can do this, but I'm not. I think there's something before that, and we need to just zoom out from it. And I think calling it out in this way might hopefully get through to some people, because sometimes people go off on these tangents of, I can make a lot of money, or I'm going to go invest like $5,000 a month or 10 grand a month or 20 grand a month. I know people with successful businesses who decided they were going to advertise, put 10 grand a month, and after 4 months shut their business down.
As in they were getting, so just to unpack that a little bit, they weren't getting, they weren't getting leads. Were they getting leads and they were unable to close them? Like, tell me more.
No, so like, well, I in the very, 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 very few times that I've ever been to a casino, and I am up, by the way, I have beat Vegas, baby. I went to Vegas because, hey, what do you do when you're in Vegas? It's like the only thing that you can do. So I put $20 on a craps table, and the guy there who was like guiding me, I said, I'm an Australian, I've never seen this before, I don't know what I'm doing. He's like, oh, put your money here, now put your money there, throw the dice. And it went from $20 to $120, and then they start bringing me drinks, and you're like, this is the typical Vegas sell. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to cash out. So I'm like, I'll cash out. And they looked at me so dirty, like they were like, you just made so much money, now we're about to put you in the hole and then go for some more, and then go after your kid's inheritance. And so I put the money in, I took the money out, I gave a tip, and then I left, and I'm up by $100 on Vegas.
Good job.
Yeah, and I'll never go back. So, or if I do, I'll sit in there and have a drink and laugh at everybody else while they lose tons of money. But the point being is that, when you go to these like big things, if you don't go in with a plan, or maybe there's some stuff before that, if you don't get it sorted, then it's almost as though you go into the casino, you put all your money, your last paycheck on black at the roulette table, and hope it's going to come up with a win. And then doesn't matter. Sometimes you might go, I'm going to put some on black and some on red, and we'll see what happens. And then it goes 0-0, and then everybody loses. So
100%.
If anyone knows anything about roulette, if you're a bit confused, basically you can lose, or you can lose, like, there's this one little thing, one number that if you get it, you win like 27 times your money or something like that. But if you think I'll play the safer game, like red or black, and if you put your money on one of those, you've got a 50-50 shot, but then it's not 50-50, because if you get the 1-0 or the 0-0, then everybody loses everything. Anyway, there's all these little gotchas, right? And maybe we're getting too far down the casino analogy. Let's get back on the claw machine.
Maybe there's a lot of gotchas in marketing, is what you're saying,
it is,
right?
Pretty much, yeah. Like we've got a long track to say that, but everybody now is trying to track marketing as ROAS and ROI. So like return on investment and return on ad spend, which I get, but I then think people are missing the point of marketing.
Right. Like what is the point then, Avon, in your estimation?
Well, there's different objectives. I think, people think it's like put $1 in, get $2 out. That's right. Only when people know who the hell you are, understand the product or service that you're offering, have some form of affiliation and understand maybe some engagement with your brand to know, that they actually half decently like you. They've heard about you before, maybe. And then at the point where they make the sale, that's when you're doing that $1 in, $1 out problem. But exactly. Most of the small
warm audience, they know us, they like us, they trust us already, right?
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, if there's a pretty common product in the market, you could come out with another version of that same common product. But think about all the branding and investment work that the world's most annoying e-commerce company has created. If I say that, do you know who I'm talking about?
Does it start with an A, Avon?
No. They are the most
no.
prevalent. I wouldn't say the most annoying.
Most annoying. No.
Temu?
Oh, that old chestnut. Does it start with a T, Avon?
Yes, it does. It does. No, unprompted. There we go. So never work with children, animals, or Amanda.
Amanda's.
But like, starting out with your branding and who you are, and that's going to give you a much better, like, particularly if you've got some service that someone needs to trust you first. And a lot of times, people put ads way too soon in that journey, for like, or they go, I need to sell something. Let's do some ads, instead of let's find what is selling and then do some ads.
Got it.
It's more putting rocket fuel on something that already works instead of trying to drum up new business from nothing.
What if my objective was brand awareness? What if I was playing the long game, like the 5-10 year game, and I wanted to be seen by more people to build up that trust over time? Could we do that?
Yes, but what's your spend going to be like?
Well, this is a good question. If you set a budget that's reasonable, that you're comfortable with, you could increase it over time. Remember, we're playing the long game without the expectation of $1 in, $2 out, right? So you could, if you set, sorry, go on.
Oh, you've kind of already said it. Like, this is like, your approach to it is much more meaningful and like intelligent, because yes, you've got a maybe like a video that you've put, or like a key post, or something to kind of like move the audience, and then you got to get the targeting right. But if you're just doing like something you can afford, if it's $5 a day, if it's $50 a day, you might do that over 6 to 12 months, and having that consistent marketing is a good part of the overall mix. You should be doing some organic, you should be doing some paid, but the problem arises when someone goes, I'm just going to put $5,000 a month on ads, which is like a huge step up from nothing. Nothing wrong with $1 a day ad, just to see, because that gives you data, it gives you testing, the ability to see what people click on. You might have 5 or so sales pitches that you use when you go to networking or something like that. So then you might make some content around each of those, and then put like $1 a day ad behind it, and then see which one resonated better. Then use that.
Yeah. So, and then follow the data, right? Instead of focusing on the money in, money out metric, follow that data, and you can iterate and refine as you go.
Yeah, because if you ask 2 or 3 friends, they're going to give you a feedback, but there's nowhere near going to be as effective as if you asked 10,000 people using the Facebook, or even if it was like 200 or 300. Like, that's enough sample size to go, this one is statistically better than that one. Let's go with that one. Let's go with the better one.
Yeah. And then if you're running 2 ads, you could like pick the better one, slide a new ad in, pick the winner, slide a new one in, pick the winner, and just keep going.
You're kind of like ratcheting up your success rate.
100%.
So don't put your week's wages on black. Don't at the roulette table. Don't go and think that you're gonna magically work these levers and have the claw machine pick up the teddy bear. Don't think that or maybe like they get some early success. We had an ad running. We had an e-commerce product. We're doing 10. We ended up doing $10,000 a month in ads, but it ended up costing $10 per unit to sell this product. And this is something you have to monitor and maintain and watch. So this product was a $40 product, cost $10 to make, $10 to advertise, and then we made some margin. And then there was a bit of shipping cost as well. So we made about $5 to $8, depending on where it was being shipped to. And every time we sold one of those, it started to get, it was good. We were doing like 10 of these products a day. And so we're like, let's increase the marketing, increase the spend. I don't know. We must have like just killed that pool of, or run out of the option pool of available customers, or, pissed off the algorithm or something. But all of a sudden it went to like $100 per unit to sell.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Wow.
And we caught it relatively quickly, but like that all of a sudden our like golden like cash cow thing where we found this pocket of people that wanted to buy our product all of a sudden dried up. So then we had to try and, look for it again. And like you could get an ad that works amazingly. That was the claw machine getting the toy. Then the next time we went for it, it didn't get the toy. So it's not super predictable. I think you can make it predictable-esque by just running enough tests, by making enough variants, by constantly adjusting the audience and changing to trends, because the trends, what people actually respond to, they change over time. Opinions change over time. Smoking was once seen as a good thing for health.
Right, exactly. And the other thing is we're on someone else's platform, right? So they can change anything at any time, which can affect what's happening in our world. So we wouldn't put all, I know we keep coming back to the casino analogy. If you're running Facebook ads, sorry.
Yeah, why marketing is like the blackjack table instead of.
Yeah. We changed analogies halfway through.
Yeah,
sorry.
Let's go back to like the kid-friendly, we don't want to trigger anybody like.
Exactly. No more gambling, although claw machine, debatable. Also.
It's just marketing gambling. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It's business growth. So where was I going with that? So remember, you're on someone else's platform. You're putting money into their pool. They can change anything at any time. So don't rely just on Meta ads, or don't rely just on Google ads as a long-term solution, because if your account gets shut down, if they change something in the back end, you literally your sales or your leads dry up. So remember that as well.
Well, I found it incredibly hard to get Facebook ads approved half the time.
Okay.
Like if it's a video or something, and it could be the stupidest thing. I've literally talking about the most inert, basic, standard thing, or if I don't know what it is. Like it's really hard to get Facebook ads approved. I've heard of people that have like, they'll film like 10 different variations, upload them all, and then one will get approved. That it's that kind of thing. Okay. So in any case, like, yeah, that's the work to get, because they're super sensitive on things like, might be hate speech or, talking about weapons or talking about, harm or kids or gambling. Maybe we've like triggered our episode now. We're going to get cancelled because we talked about gambling. Don't gamble, people. Yeah, well, that's it. Like gambling ads now. Gambling ads are really, really expensive. So a lot of these YouTubers and things, there's a setting you can tick when you go through what ads will I allow on my channel. And we've deselected gambling ads. And every time I see gambling ads, I'm like, I'm off the platform. I'll just close the app. Not interested. I try to block. I manage my preferences. I just really don't care. I don't want to see it. But these advertisers pay big. So if you allow gambling ads on your channel, you get, as a content creator, you actually make a lot more revenue.
Yeah, right. There you go. Interesting.
They can obviously extract a lot from their target audience, so they're more than motivated to advertise. And a lot of it is like those online games. Like it might be your phone app on a gambling game, or it might be like it's pokies but on your phone instead of having to go with them.
Yes. I didn't know this was a thing until the other day. I live under a rock, obviously.
Well, that's probably a good thing, like just stick to your claw machine, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh, and I will. Don't worry. I love a good claw machine.
So I think, like to sort of sum it up, like when should you be using ads? I think, like you said, just a little bit of brand awareness over a period of time, get new eyeballs on you and what you do. And then in the next iteration, put rocket fuel on something that's already working. You've got 100%. A product, you can sell it without ads, you can sell it repeatedly. It's an easier sell. Now do some ads, get some more eyeballs, get some more people that are interested, and then sell it. And then you will be A-okay.
Yes. We won't be selling houses or remortgaging houses or any of that madness.
So if we're diving, this is okay, and you just said let's go to the surface.
Oh, my bad. We're diving
No,
now.
fine. I'm also waiting for your computer to do the little thumbs up emoji thing. Or
Oh
when you do
yeah,
that,
where am I? Where's my
we
fun stuff
discovered this.
today?
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Clearly, I'm not as animated as I normally am because we get at least 3 hits on that. This is a new
I do
one
like
we
the
learned the
balloons.
other day.
Yeah, I think maybe in front. Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
We're
it was
good
funny.
now.
There was a guy we both know who has a doesn't walk around with a smile. You know who I'm talking about. As in, it's like resting. You know, you got resting asshole face or resting bitch face. He's just like that. That's just
Resting
his normal
business
setting.
face.
Yeah, business face. Yeah, he just doesn't smile. He's generally pretty positive, somewhat positive. He's nice to everybody. But then I was sitting in a meeting with him, and he was doing this like that, and it was a very positive conversation. But the Apple started going like thumbs down every time, every like 2 minutes or something. So it was like very distracting to the conversation. But he was like thoughtful. It was like, that's pretty good. Like, just with his face.
Oh, it rained.
Oh,
It did
no.
rain.
No, I think you just cursed yourself for the rest of the day.
Oh yeah, it's over now. No more claw machines for Amanda.
You have to get a mop and get rid of the puddle you've just created. Anyway, that's enough craziness for one day. If you're still watching, if indeed you still are, don't forget to come and join us at the Relevate community, because sometimes it's just about having a bit of fun. Thank you for coming along and listening to our crazy today. Hopefully you got something out of it. If you are doing some marketing, make sure you spend money where it makes sense to do so, not like keep putting cash in hoping you're going to get something out of it. Test with a little, test a wide range of things, and double down on what works.
Yes, take it in
Otherwise,
steps, folks.
That's it. And most of all, you should really just stay classy.
You should, absolutely. And we'll see you next time.